Okay, it's recording now. I'm just gonna do that. Okay, Steven, you ready?
Me or Mariani?
No, both of you
Together?
at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Surprise!
Go loco with us, go loco with adventure. Your unofficial cast to all things local guides. Yeah!
You are listening to the Go Loco podcast. This is episode 10, and I'm your host, Adrian, recording on the 30th of November here in Manchester, UK. To all my global listeners out there, I hope you had a very good week. And it is the weekend, so I hope you're enjoying yourself. And whatever you do, I do hope you find some time to listen to this amazing podcast. So this will be another quick podcast. It's going to be less than 30 minutes. That's the plan anyway. And basically, it is a recorded interview that I did with Steven from Malaysia and Mariani from Indonesia on the Monday, 11th of November. Again, just to remind everyone on the context of this interview, Connect Live took place from the 12th to the 15th of November. So that's a Tuesday to Friday. And this interview was done the day before the actual event itself. We were on an unofficial meetup organized by one of the attendees and longtime legend, Paul from Australia, which, by the way, Kim did an amazing interview with him in an early recording that you can listen to in episode 6. So the meetup was basically a photo walk that started out in downtown San Jose from 2 p.m. and lasted all the way to about 6 in the evening. You can find out more about the photo walk in Paul's recap post, and you can find the link in the show notes. For the majority of the Connect Live attendees, we basically arrived in the US over the weekend before the event, and I think most of us stayed in San Francisco. For myself, I certainly did that. And on the Monday morning, I took a train down from San Francisco to San Jose. I actually met up with a classmate from high school days. He and his family is now based in San Jose, so great opportunity to catch up with him. And straight immediately after that, I joined Paul and 39 other local guides on the photo walk. So towards the end of the photo walk, we stopped at a bar to rest and hydrate ourselves, and that's when I took the opportunity to do this short and fun recording with Steven and Mariani. I hope you enjoyed the interview. It's meant to give you a glimpse of the various attendees that I had the pleasure of meeting and getting to know, and I hope that you, the listeners, can now get to know them a little bit better too. So let's get to it and play that recording. Hey everyone, we are here in San Jose. I've got Steven.
Hey everyone.
And Mariani
Hi.
with me. So we're going to do a really quick interview, and I'm just going to ask them some questions about Connect Live 2019. This is before the event, so we're recording this on Monday. The event starts tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have the welcome reception, and then a full day on Wednesday as well as on Thursday. So for now, I'm just going to get Steven and Mariani to introduce themselves and let us know where you're from, your local guides level as well. You can go ahead and do that. So over to you guys.
I'm Mariani from Indonesia. Now I'm level 8 in local guides, and this is my first time in Connect Live, and I'm very happy to attend this meeting.
Well, welcome to Connect Live, and so happy to have you here.
Yes.
Right, so I'm Steven from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I've been a local guide for the last 2 to 3 years. Although the levels and points are not so important, I'm at level 10 at the moment because I contribute when I have free time. So it's happy for me to come back to Connect Live for the 3rd year in a row. So this is my 3rd time returning to San Francisco, San Jose. So I'm glad to be back, and of course very excited to actually meet all the old friends and new friends that are coming to this event.
Yes, and this year is actually it's our first time in San Jose. In previous years, it was in San Francisco. So how do you find San Jose so far?
I asked my host in here. They told me that this town is a big city, but I found with this walk around this evening that yes, this is the big town, but it's
Still quite small.
some like country state,
Right, okay.
warm and also kind to people and also like that. So it's I'm very feel comfy here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It's like everybody here is really friendly.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like a big town where,
Very individual.
Exactly, yes, yeah. No, that's great. So
It's
just
nice.
a little bit of background. We've been on the photo walk, and I think it's still going on, or have we stopped the photo walk at the moment? I'm not sure.
We are all pausing for a short rest and a quick drink of tea.
Yes. Yes, tea. We're having tea. Yes, but we started out doing a photo walk organized by Paul Pavlinovich from Australia. So we started off at 2 p.m. We've been walking around San Jose in different areas. I'm not exactly sure where we walked to. We're now having a little bit of a break. So I'm just doing this interview with everybody.
So the Long Island version of tea.
Yes. So are you all excited for Connect Live, and what do you hope you're gonna learn from there?
Well, besides writing the reviews, but I want to know that how can the reviews make a significant role in my area in Yogyakarta, especially for the leverage the tourism participate,
Yes.
especially for the local people with the small shop or small restaurant like that.
Okay. And what about you, Stephen? This is your third year here at Connect Live. What are you looking forward to most?
Well, one of the most thing that I look forward to is basically to meet all the old friends and new friends that are coming here, as well as all the wonderful Google managers that take care of our program, and of course of ourselves. Over the many years and months, a lot of us have grown quite close together. So it's always so happy and exciting to meet everyone. Of course, at the same time, coming to Connect Live allows us to learn a lot of new knowledge, mainly also to help improve our contributions and help us to know how to help others to improve their contributions, because ultimately the usefulness of maps depends on how accurate the data is, information that we all put in. So that's something I really look forward to actually learning, to how to help people improve their contributions.
As a level 10 local guide, do you feel you have less to learn, or I don't know, like
Well, ultimately, when we all talk about levels and points, I guess for most of us, a person who has got more level or a higher level or more points basically means we have got more time to contribute. Doesn't necessarily mean that we actually contribute with better quality or lesser quality. And if a person just started in a program whilst having a very low level or less points, doesn't mean that person contributes in a lower quality as well, right? So I'm sure that even those very high local level 10s, local guides have a lot that they can or we can learn when we come to Connect Live.
that's a great answer. He's a very professional guy there. He's also a Connect moderator, so he knows his answer. So just a last question, I guess. Do you have any message for the local guides back home? How do you want to inspire them to try their best and improve themselves and apply for next year's Connect Live?
So in Indonesia, for the local guys to become like me, almost impossible, because most of them cannot speak and write in English.
Yeah.
The first one, and the second is most of them thinks that this is the activity to nothing, just for fun, just for writing, just for like that. There is no aim or goal for
Right,
them
okay,
to become a reviewer. But I think that they cannot see the helicopter view of the review. We are not reviewer actually. Reviewer is only the step to the bigger plan in our area, especially for my hometown. So this is I think that I am open the way for them to look that it is possible to become a good reviewer in Google Maps, and they will look at you if you do that diligently and get people interesting with what you review in every place you go.
would I assume then that after Connect Live, when you go back home, you would be organizing meetups to, in a sense, explain your experience to as many local guides back home, and to help them to improve themselves, or how do you think is the best way to get them to improve?
Because maybe I want to start with my students in school.
Right. Okay.
Because it is maybe start since as earlier as they can. It becomes more effectively.
Yeah.
Because most of them is speaking in English, so it doesn't matter to bring.
Right. Okay. Yes. There's no barrier for them to participate in the program. Yeah.
Because it is almost impossible for me to get the meetups because the school hour is very strict every day.
You mean teachers don't have free time? I thought they have free time all the time. No, just only kidding. Yes.
After school hour, I want to sleep.
So no, I totally understand that. So.
I'm not a teacher.
Well, what about yourself, Stephen? So, what message you have for the Malaysian local guides to encourage them to get together?
Well, okay. So, basically, ultimately, I'd say like most of us who got invited here don't necessarily have the highest levels or the highest points. So, we just need to know it doesn't mean to get invited we have to be a level 10. It's not actually a fact. All right, a lot of who are invited actually are actually below level 10. All right, so ultimately I believe that quality counts, because when you put in correct and useful information, we get noticed as a contributor, and of course we help all the users of Google Maps. So if we continue to contribute with quality and consistency in Google Maps, as well as continue to be active in our local guides community by having occasional meetups to transfer knowledge, to share information with the rest of the newer members, and we grow as a community, and also as a community leader. Somehow, through Local Guides Connect, which is our online worldwide portal, as well as our meetups, we all get noticed. So continue to do that, and when applications open next year for Connect Live next year, I'm sure that ourselves and yourselves can get good opportunity to be considered for next year's event.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that's a very good point that you make as well, that people should not just be active doing the local guide stuff on their own, but they should also try to be involved in the Connect forum, because that's a really good way for you to get noticed by the local guides team. But also obviously be conscious that you want to make quality contributions on Connect. So not just posting random stuff on there all the time. Make sure that you're posting good quality and relevant information about your home country, or about your own reviews and stuff like that. So talk about yourself, talk about your culture, talk about the reviews and all the places that you've been to. Share what you've experienced as a local guide to the rest of the world. So that's a really good point about being active there.
Yeah. So personally for me in Local Guides Connect, which is our worldwide portal, I enjoy reading people sharing their experience about their local attractions or places that we who don't live there can go visit, where they are, location on Google Maps, and when to go, what to do there. So that becomes a great resource for the rest of us around the world. So continue to write good posts and contributions on maps, as well as Local Guides Connect.
Right, thank you very much. Sorry, I've just got a frog in my throat there for a moment. So we are actually, if you're listening to, and you're wondering what the background noise is all about, we are actually in downtown San Jose. We're gonna hear the tram go by. We've been stopping every time that the train goes by, so this time we'll let it go by and you can hear the background noise. This is a Monday evening, and this is what the sound of the city is in San Jose. Yes, it's very exciting, isn't it? All right, thank you very much, Mariani and Steven. I hope you enjoy the rest of what the week is going to be like. I'm sure you will. Especially for you, Mariani, this is your first time.
Yes.
You will have an amazing time, I promise you. Tomorrow's the welcome reception. It is going to be really, really busy and just crazy.
All right. Thanks for having us on this podcast, and looking forward to tomorrow's event, where 200 of I don't want to say the top worldwide local guides, but great local guides coming together and having a great time. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.
And that's it. This is one of the several recordings that I've done before, during, and after Connect Live. In episode 9, which is the previous episode, you can listen to the interview I did with Jan from Belgium. You may know him as the creator and host of the Let's Guide podcast. I've got more interviews lined up for you all, and I really, really do hope you will all enjoy them. I tried my best to get attendees from all over the world to give you a little bit of insight into who they are and what magic they're bringing with them. If you are enjoying this series of interviews, please stay tuned, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and tell your families, tell your friends, your neighbors, your cats, your dogs, anybody out there to listen and to subscribe as well. As usual, if you have any feedback, questions, suggestions, anything that you want to say to us, you can email us at golocopodcast@gmail.com. That's golocopodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. Or you can leave a voicemail if you're using the Anchor website or app. Anchor is basically our host for this podcast, and they help to redistribute our episodes to other platforms, including Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Breaker, Stitcher, Podbean, and Radio Public. And if you're old school and still like to use RSS feeds, that's supported too. So until next time, keep exploring, keep reviewing, keep taking those photos, and keep mapping our world. It helps all to explore safely and effectively. So let's guide.
Go loco with us. Go loco with adventure. Go loco with us. Go loco with adventure. Your unofficial cast to all things local guide.